Hey there, everybody. How's it going? Great to see you again. So, been having some thoughts about digital photography, and compared to, I think it's the 8x10. Well, I know it's the 8x10. That you know, when I'm photographing with the 8x10, I feel like the goal is to physically make something, which is, you know, I'm using a camera that's made out of wood to capture an image on a sheet of film, and then I process the film, and I'm trying to physically create an image on a sheet of film, which is a tangible, like I really feel invested in the process. And I'm at the Settler's Cabin in La Grande. It's 1862. And the road leading up to the freeway is 200 feet that way. So if you hear the cars going by, that's what that's all about. And I really feel invested in the process. Every photograph I make with that camera, I make. Like I'm making something. And with digital, like maybe that's why I'm so into printing my digital work, because that is a physical, tangible product that it seems like there's more of a goal. Digital for the past 15, 20 years has been very, like it's really cool to have everything all the time, but it's also like not very fulfilling, not very rewarding. Like I've gotten some really good images that I enjoy, and people have enjoyed them. People have bought them, hung them on their walls. But the process, it feels more like I'm managing a system rather than actually flying the plane. You know, it's the difference between flying a J3 Cub from 1942, which I used to instruct in at Evergreen Field in Portland, which was really cool. It was one of the most fun things I've ever done. Versus, you know, flying a turboprop for Continental, where, you know, I was just pushing buttons. It didn't really feel like flying. So, you know, that's kind of the difference between the 8x10 and the 4x5 and the digital photography. I'm managing the systems to have an outcome. Whereas with the 8x10, I'm actually flying the camera, if that makes any sense. You know, there was a movie, I'm going to get philosophical here. There was a movie from 1973, I think it was. Sean Connery, is called Zardoz. And it was, Sean Connery played this tribal guy it was a weird movie. But the point was interesting. Sean Connery plays this tribal guy who goes to the land that he's not supposed to go to. It's been a long time since I've seen it. But it's inhabited by immortals, a group of beings that are immortal. And the immortals are bored to death because it's everything all the time, and it's so easy that nothing has any meaning, right? And so, I'll let you watch the movie if you're interested. It's an interesting movie. It's definitely weird. But the point is, you know, if it comes too easy, it doesn't have as much meaning, I think. Ansel Adams said, the easier it is, and I'm paraphrasing, the easier it is to create an image usually leads to creative disasters. I mean, it can, right? But yeah, so that's my beef with digital. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoy shooting with the digital. It's fun to just not have to worry about stuff and take pictures. And I'm not saying that people aren't very creative with their digital photography. Some people really are. But as far as a sense of accomplishment, as far as a personal feeling like I've done something, the 8x10, with all its issues and all its troubles and all its idiosyncrasies, and as hard as it is, even the failures are more rewarding. With the digital, I don't feel like I'm really participating as much, or there's not as much of my creativity. You know, it's kind of by the numbers. It's like paint by the numbers. You know, you get the canvas with the Mona Lisa on it, and 2, you look up 2, and that's blue, and you put some blue there, and 3, that's 3, you put the red, and I mean, that's what digital feels like to me. You know, you just, if you do these things by these rules, you push the button, the computer will do the rest, and it's automatic, even on manual. I mean, I definitely feel like there's somebody else with me when I'm using a digital camera, and it's the computer. And the whole, I mean, it feels like, and maybe to a certain extent this is true, for the whole time that I've used the digital camera, I've always been like, how do I talk the computer into doing what I want it to do? And that's my beef with all these other cameras, like the Nikon Z7 II and the Sonys. And, you know, the thing about the Fujis that Fuji has tapped into, and maybe nobody else has ever said this, is they made the computer interface more transparent. You can see through it. You can get directly to physically tactile the buttons and the dials and stuff. That's why that's so important, because it connects you as a human being with the creative process more. So yeah, I mean, deep thoughts. And I'm not saying one's right, one's wrong, one's better, one's worse, whatever. I'm just saying, as a human being participating in this thing we call photography, as complicated and as difficult as a 4x5 and 8x10 large format film photography seems, there's something that just is intrinsically more rewarding. You know, the guy who built this cabin and lived in it, and I'm assuming it's a guy, it might have been a girl, but it was 1862, so it was probably a guy. When he got that thing done and he was sitting in there in the wintertime, I bet you he really had a sense of accomplishment and felt like he had done something to better his life, you know. And now we work at our jobs and we make money, and then we take the money and we pay other people to build our houses for us. And we just open the door and move in. I mean, I'm sure it's a lot more comfortable and it's a lot easier. But when we sit in our houses, do we have the same sense of accomplishment that this guy did? So that's what I'm on about today. And winter's come back. It's like 42 degrees. It was snowing earlier. And yeah, my hands are cold. So I'm going to go get some lunch. What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Love to hear from you. So like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you out here. Have a great one. Bye.